At the beginning of the 19th century, the nations in South America had recently gained their independence from the Spanish crown and have set themselves on an adventure of liberty, democracy, and totally not an adventure full of corruption and no, that's pretty much just corruption. However, in today's video, we're going to be changing all that as we will be playing as Argentina, the greatest South American nation according to Argentinians. Recently, Argentina in our timeline and in today's age has voted in an amazing new president, as they would like to say. We don't know if he's amazing or not, but I do like the memes that are coming out of Argentina, so that pretty much kind of made me want to play as Argentina again. We haven't played Argentina in 1.5 yet, so I think it's time we make a huge economy and play this nation the way it's meant to be, full of North German immigrants. What? Who said that? You be quiet now. That being said, if we get 6,000 likes on this video and the first week after it's out, I plan on doing a brand new Brazil run, since the latest DLC was focused on Brazil and I haven't yet made a video on them because, you know, I had to make 9,000 Germany videos. But that's aside from the point, okay? Don't forget to also subscribe if you enjoy the content. It would really encourage me to make more videos like these in the future. Now, for the Argentinians, we do start with a fraction of modern Argentina's lands because a lot of these lands here have yet to be colonized. The colonization of the Guarani, Mapuche, and Tehuelche happened throughout the 1800s. That is pretty well depicted in our game here. Now, as our nation has only one textile mill, one furniture manufacturer. Oh my god, this is really bad. Yeah, economically speaking, I think it's safe to say we might be lacking a little bit in that particular area. But hey, you know what? It's fine. That's part of the challenge, am I right? Because I know I've seen you guys in the comment section going, Ludi, stop playing Germany a million times. Play some of the weaker nations. Well, there you go. This is a weak nation, okay? We don't even start with the construction sector. Let's actually build our very first construction sector as consequence in our capital here. Oh boy, we are in need of everything. Okay, how about we get some iron first from whoever we can. The British seem like a great choice. Actually, if we can join the British market, that would fix all of our issues. So let's go ahead and improve relations with the Brits. A lot of the times what happens is that they get their interest in South America and they can be a little bit of a nuisance because they will join on the enemy side. So if we attack Paraguay, Uruguay, and so on, the English might join on their side and they might make it pretty bad for us and essentially cuck us from actually expanding. But we're gonna do something that nobody expects. We're gonna be attacking these nations from the very beginning of the campaign. That's right, we're gonna be insanely aggressive so that after we've conquered Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay, and maybe even some other areas here, we can start developing and increasing our standard of living so we can attract immigrants from Europe into our lands, which we can then use in our coal mines and of course not just coal. We're totally not gonna let the immigrants work in horrible jobs. That doesn't even sound like us. Come on, bro. No, that's pretty much what we're gonna do. Technologically speaking, I don't think these people even know what the word technology means. I'm honestly surprised they have invented the stone wheel, but yeah, we're gonna have to work with what we have here, which is really not much. I'd say that stock exchange should be a little bit of a priority because it offers us an extra 10% market access price impact, and we're gonna queue up Lathe right afterwards and the atmospheric engine. Well, we got to do atmospheric engine after Lathe, otherwise we get the debuff here from not having researched all of the previous tier 1 technologies yet. We can actually have up to 84 innovation, but we don't have the economy to sustain that much, so we'll see how we do this. We're not gonna get too much from the get-go. We're gonna slowly increase the amount of universities that we have as we progress. Right now we have a absolute total of 0 universities, so awesome. Our army here, the Ejército Argentino, has way too many. There's more generals in our army than there's actual freaking units. What the hell is up with that, bro? Why do we have more generals than we actually have units here? You know what? I want to get some cannons though. So I'm gonna add some cannon conscript battalions in Santa Fe and Cordoba and everywhere else. Let's say 4 battalions should be fine. We have 5 infantry, so if you get 4 artillery conscripts and 1 cavalry that we already have here, then that is gonna be enough to defeat all of our starting neighbors. We also have cuirassiers. Actually, we have lancers. We definitely have lancers. This must be an issue here because we start with lancers, but we don't have the technology for it because we don't have Napoleonic warfare unlocked. And yes, I know what you're thinking. That's the weirdest way I've ever heard anyone say that word, but it's fine. Let's just ignore the fact that I just said Napoleonic warfare like that. Our starting president here is an authoritarian land landowner, so he's clearly loved by the landowners, not surprised. But we don't have much of a government legitimacy, so we might have to change some things around here. Let's see what legislation I can actually change and what I have. We got per capita taxation, that's good. We got mercantilism, interventionism. Okay, legislation-wise, it could be significantly worse. Actually, significantly worse. You know what? We might even be able to grab on to landed voting, so I'm gonna try my best to get this. If we get landed voting, then we might be able to change our government a lot sooner than we would otherwise be able to, right? We've got a ton of extra authority points, so we're gonna use that up as well. We're gonna set our taxation to very high. We're gonna get some extra consumption taxes on services, luxury clothes, and that's it, because it's not like we're getting too much money anyway, even with that extra consumption tax. It's basically like nothing, really. I'm gonna change this also to filing cabinets. That should help us out with our bureaucracy a little bit, and we can get up to level 3 for law enforcement, but we don't want to do that because apparently we have local police force. We want to change to dedicated police force, so we don't have the landowner political strength that these guys have here. What would happen if we say change the landowners? Who is supporting this actually? Is it landowners? It is. Okay, so it doesn't matter then. We can just change only to landowners and we're still going to be able to pass this legislation. We might even be able to pass this faster without the armed forces in charge, because now we got 75% legitimate government, so we don't have the debuff from having low legitimacy. Also going to bolster the intelligentsia. We want to have some smart people in charge of our country, and I also will be using some of the edicts, but later I want to get the enactment time reduction currently for passing the landed voting. Seems like we need to import some paper. We're going to get those from the Brits. All right, war number 1 is on. If we win this, we'll be able to fully annex Paraguay, and as such, we can get the units, some of the units that the Paraguayans have as well, which is going to be really good for us. Chances are on our side, and we've also just started building our very first iron mine. Unfortunately, we have minus 10% construction efficiency in Tucumán, so this will take a little bit of time, but there's not really much we can do. We need the iron mine so we can start switching to iron frame buildings. Actually, I just realized I might have made a mistake. I'm going to go for logging camps first, because we don't even have logging camps, bro. We have nothing. Maybe we need to get the logging camps first, and then after we can get the iron mines. This way, if we get the logging camps and we get some more fabric, we can build more construction sectors, and then we can switch to an industrial society, right? There you go. We've already won basically the war. It's just a matter of waiting for them to give up now. And we also have the Age of Caudillos. Now, this is something that plagued the most of South America after the disappearance of Spanish rule. The Caudillos, basically the armed forces around most of the nations in South America, what they like to do was they like to take charge of the nations, and they were very successful in most of South and Central America. Military rule and generals being essentially the leaders of their countries, with a few notable exceptions like the Brazilians and so on. So we don't want that to be the case with us. We want Argentina to be a free democratic nation with a democratically elected leader, and that's exactly what we're going to be trying to get here, of course. That does imply that we need to get rid of these bastards. Now that we've conquered that, we can also go to our political lens, state action, and we're going to be incorporating all of these, including Tucumán, which apparently we didn't do before. So I just realized that. That is a lot of bureaucratic problems right there. Yep, that is a lot of them. So that's mostly for my trade routes, actually. I'm going to have to cancel a couple of these, unfortunately, because if I don't cancel them, then my economy is freaking going to collapse here. So we're going to need to get fabric built in our own country. That means we're going to need to get more livestock, or actually, no, we can do cotton plantations. Yeah, let's do that over here, I guess, and we can queue this up right after the first logging camp in Cordoba is done. Our economy is so trash, we're literally scrapping for what we can here, man. It's ridiculous. All right, now let's go with the war against Uruguay. We've grown by 300,000 GDP, which is, in my opinion, not so bad, right? Let's make sure we also merge up our units into one army. I'll be honest with you guys, having those extra 4 artillery pieces in this particular army that we have here really made the difference in that war. If we didn't have the conscript artillery pieces, we would have struggled to win against Paraguay. I can tell you that 100% from my test trials. You need the artillery pieces, even for the Uruguay war and even for the Chile war afterwards that we're gonna have. It is vital. Oh, when did this go to consideration phase? I just noticed that. Wow. Oh my god, we have 1 loyalist. Guys, we have 1 person in our country that actually like us. Oh my god, I cannot believe this is the best moment ever right there. One guy actually enjoys us, guys. I cannot believe it's the best. It's the best feeling ever. Hey, yo, France is bankrolling us? Hold up a second. What? Maybe we should improve relations with them. Maybe we can be the French's little schnappeldoop, not the English's one. And that was the fastest war in history. I literally just looked at France for a second, came back, and this is already... Yeah. Wait, did they stop bankrolling us and they're bankrolling us again? What the hell is going on here? Where's my bankroll? Where's my bankroll, France? There you go, 1.8 thousand. Hell yeah, brother. That's what I'm talking about. We're getting all the monies right here. And we got even 5 loyalists. Oh my god, so many. I cannot even imagine. We're just ridiculously loved in our country right now, guys. It's just, they love us. They simply love us. Who... Okay, I don't know what I was going with there, but I think I might have had a mini heart attack or stroke. Let's see. 70% chance for this. How is this gonna happen here? Conquest state, 14 infamy. What's our infamy right now? We have 5.7. That's like nothing now. We can definitely attack them. Let's see how many units they have, though. They have 12 plus 3. And we have how many? We got 11. Ooh, that might be an issue. That might actually be an issue. I think I might need to get some more conscripts before attacking them. Or actually, no. I got more than that because it doesn't show me the conscripts, right? So yeah, guys, take note. The most important thing is that you need to do this at the start of the campaign. If you do this even 1 year later, more likely it's going to be that the Brazilians will join in on the enemy side because they will finish their civil war. They will have consolidated their country and they will be ready to mess you up. So you want to do this ASAP. You don't do anything until you conquer these 3 nations, and then after you start building up, and then you attack the rest later. We also want to rush for the northern bits, and that means we're probably going to have to rush through Bolivia, but Bolivia is actually strong. They have 12.3 now, but after they integrate everybody here, they're going to have significantly more. So my plan, and for my test runs, what happened is I was able to join the customs union of the English, and I was able to offer them treaty port in Bolivia in order for me to conquer those lands. So let's see if I get the same. Hey, we got the law over to the adoption phase. Hell yeah, almost there, man. Almost about to be a free society, boys. All right, where was Chile on? We're going to conquer the entirety of their country if we can. We also need some mana wars, but I cannot afford it because I don't have the bureaucracy for it, so that's gonna have to wait a little bit. Honestly, the trick with winning this particular war is just take it slow, and when the war starts, make sure you defend so that the enemy attacks and they destroy their entire manpower pool, and that way, after they've destroyed their manpower pool, you push in. So essentially, what I'm talking about is all of these guys have to be on defend at the start of the war. After they've completely exhausted their manpower, you switch the units, the generals, to advance front, and that's it. You've basically won the war. Easy peasy. And yes, in case you're wondering, I did recruit more artillery pieces. We got up to 9 cannon artillery. Otherwise, we wouldn't have enough units to win the war. And there you go, boys. We also have landed voting, which is awesome. Plus, we've grown in size significant. Wait, isn't this the actual modern Argentinian flag? I'm not super sure, to be honest, but I think it is. It might be. Whatever the case, we now are a proper democratic nation with no government support, apparently. Okay, we might need to get some more people in the government. How about the church? The church might be on our side, hopefully. We also could get religious schools. I'm gonna gun for that because then we start getting some education access. Even though it does increase the political strength of the church, it's worth it because it's better than having no schools, and it leads towards us having a lot more potential innovation cap once we've started building those universities that I kept saying I'm going to be building. Now, let's also not forget to incorporate all of the newly conquered provinces here. Gonna take a while to incorporate everything, but hey, in just 2 years, we went from 600,000 to 2 million GDP. That is just insane, if you ask me. And once we fully integrated these states, we're going to get a lot more money from them as well, so we can start to properly ramp up our economy. Wait, why are we not colonizing these areas? I thought by default would start with these areas being colonized. But okay, whatever. Go ahead and get an interest in Arabia. We want to start munching into Yemen whilst we're able to. We have 1 ship, and that is enough. We don't need anything else except 1 ship because Kathiri doesn't have any ships, doesn't have any actual battalions. So we can attack Kathiri, we can attack Mara, Lahej, and so on. We get some whale oil or fish or whatever, and we also can have a permanent declared interest in this area by having conquered a state there, which is, in my opinion, very important because then we can use our declared interest in other to declare interest in the northern bits of South America. I'm also going to expand my construction sectors. Let's get 2 more, out-click these bad boys blobs in Argentina. And let's merge up our armies once more. Bring everybody in the main army here. We got one blob that we're going to be using for now. Hey guys, check it out. We just recruited General Lucio Mansilla. Now this guy is an actual person that existed in history. He was a general in the Argentinian nation, and he was also a journalist. He lived for a really long time. He passed away at the beginning of the 1900s, before the First World War, in 1913. And he was also a writer. Actually, if you're a history student, you probably have heard of him because a lot of his memoirs are used in universities when addressing topics about late colonial and 1800s South America. He is also in our game a radical with ideas like guaranteed liberties, protected speech, universal suffrage. What kind of a madman would like these ideas? Am I right? Imagine what a radical and a scumbag. We need to make this guy in charge of our country then, right? I think that's the best thing to do. But he is a part of the armed forces, so if we do make him in charge of our country, we should do it after we've gotten rid of the age of caudillos, because we don't want to have the armed forces in charge of our country until this is finished, right? Because we've also had an election, we have now the National Civic Union, a very democratic political party in charge of our nation. We have a lot of new legislation we can pass, including getting rid of this horrible legislation, but we still want a gun for religious schools if we can. If it doesn't work out, then we can go for something else afterwards, of course. As expected, nobody gives a schnaps about us making our way into Yemen. That is pretty much a standard. At the start of the campaign, it is a-okay to do this, but as you progress, it's not going to be so much a-okay anymore, so keep that in mind. You want to do this as soon as possible, because the more you wait, the more likely another nation is going to have interest here, and more likely they're going to care about you expanding into the Yemen afterwards. All right, now from here, I got to be careful because sometimes Mara does get people to help it out, so yeah. Let me go ahead and also station my units here for now, so I can attack Lahej and set everybody else here easily. I'm not sure I can take on the Qassamids. If I could, though, that's 1 million population we could use for ourselves, which would be amazing. But I think I'm just gonna go for Bahrain, which I can use as a bargaining chip to get the Ottomans to help me out in the future, maybe in expanding more into this area. Since we have a very liberal country, we also can go for laissez-faire now, which is gonna give us our very first company, hopefully, if we manage to pass the legislation. And I just realized modern Argentina is also a liberal country, am I right? So we're definitely on the right track here. Come on, nobody joined, nobody joined, nobody joined, nobody joined. That means we got almost all of Yemen now. We just need Qassamids, which is the biggest part of Yemen and the hardest part to get, to be fair. So yeah, we've got a little bit of a secession over here, but nothing to be worried about because they only have 2,000 units, so we easily crushed them. Just sucks because we were in the process of integrating these bad boys here, so that's going to be a little bit of a delay for us now. Of course, another uprising, this time against natives. More natives. Awesome. Okay, let's wipe out these bad boys then. Let's see what our situation is here. Can we join the English Union? We cannot. How about the French? We can. We freaking can join the French. Hell yeah, my man. Oh my god, that's gonna help us out so freaking much right there. All right, now that we are a part of the French Union, we need to see what exactly is in massive demand and just spam as much as possible of that particular trade good. Also, what is extremely expensive? So that would be art and iron. Okay. Okay, buddy. Alrighty. I guess, sure, we can spam some of that. We don't really have much iron that we could spam, to be fair. A little bit of a tough situation here. I would have preferred the English market, but I mean, I guess beggars can't really be choosers in this case, can they? Oh, now we're talking, boys. Finally, we got atmospheric engine, which means we can actually compete with the other nations when it comes down to the production of iron, which is something we definitely couldn't have done before. This essentially doubles our production of iron by just switching to the production method here. Not to mention also means we got privately owned now, which means we are getting capitalists rather than shopkeepers, significantly improving our economy in the process. Hey, yo, Britain wants me to have a defensive pact with them. Hell yes! Oh my god, I was waiting for you to ask me that for a while now. Form alliance with obligations? I'm gonna use you, England, to get my land in Bolivia. Great ally that you are. You will be of massive help in my war against the Bolivians. That's so freaking lucky right there, bro. I love that. We're gonna do it after we pass laissez-faire a little bit, though, because we got some things we need to handle first, of course. And they want me to join their customs union. Brother! Yes! Okay, that might have pissed off the French a little bit. I'm gonna improve relations with them just in case, so we can stay on good terms, I guess. It's on, boys. It's actually freaking on. Our economy is gonna skyrocket now that we have laissez-faire. And let's go ahead and get our very first company too. We have only one option, unfortunately, but it's not a bad option, actually, to be fair. It's gonna give us more gold mine throughput, and we also get more loyalists from standard of living increase and some minting, so pretty decent overall. Now we can start getting ready for the war against Peru Bolivia, though, which unified, and they are an actual behemoth right now. 48 with 11 is insane. We are very tiny compared to them. Makes me want to think maybe I should actually accept caudillos in my government. If I get all of that strength for the armed forces, we might get some bonuses for our troopers in wars against nations like Peru Bolivia, right? Maybe it's not such a bad thing. Democratic nation with a little bit of military on the side. Not bad, I'd say. Even we can do a nationalist coup, maybe get some Germans in. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm scared already. I decided to placate the rebels by enacting homesteading. Unfortunately, that brought up more rebels from the landowners, which want to keep tenant farmers, conveniently because having tenant farmers does give the landowners political strength, as you would imagine, by 25%, so it's not little, that's for sure. Now, the thing is, getting homesteading helps us a lot, even from an economical perspective, so I would really like to see this actually pass, which is why I'm willing to do the civil war if it comes down to it with the landowners. Not to mention they only have 2 provinces that would actually join them, so we would definitely win that war if it actually came down to it. Minus 10 political strength? Hell yeah, give them less political strength, man. I'm tired of these landowners calling the shots in my own country, alright? It's time we get the peasants to call the shots in a real democratically elected communist nation. And I know that didn't make much sense, but shut up, okay? Don't make me send you to the gulag right now. Okay, that's actually passing really fast. Holy shit. How many people did we placate with this? 52,000 are gonna be loyalists. Oh, look, Luis Medrano is the agitator for this. Cool. 5% interest group approval? No, I don't think so. Actually, screw it. Why not? We don't mind the church because they don't have much approval as it is right now, so we might as well go for them, I guess. Whoa, we have a positive balance. What kind of trickery is this? Also, we went up to 32,000 income, which is significantly more than the, 7,000 that we start with at the start of the campaign, right? We can establish more colonies. No. We can incorporate more states. No. What the hell, man? I need more states right here, okay? 15% interest group political strength for the armed forces. I'm gonna go ahead and say no thank you for that. Appreciate it, but no, I'm good. I'm actually a-okay, thanks a lot. All right, we actually can get more construction sectors now going. So let's go ahead and get 2 more, I'd say. 1 in Santa Fe, another one over in Corrientes. And let's get these bad boys at the top of the queue so we can speed up the construction of the logging camps. I'm essentially trying to hog on to the fact that we have 3,000 shortage of wood, so I'm just spamming logging camps all over my country in an attempt to actually get an economy going. Once I've gotten that economy going, I just basically start to slowly snowball. It's not easy, but it's basically the only thing I can do right now. All right, I switched over to iron frame buildings, which means we've essentially industrialized our nation now, or we've started industrializing it, because we do have a lot of iron on our British market. In fact, I should have done that a while back. I just realized that I didn't do that. And that means we can build a lot faster our logging camps now, and as such, increase our economy a lot faster as well, right? Also, I want to check the world a little bit, because I've noticed there's some weird stuff going on. Like, for example, Texas over here, for some freaking reason, has yet to be conquered by anyone, which brings the question of what the hell is going on here, Texas? And would you be willing to be one of my states? That's the real question, really. Also, in Europe, radical France is crushing France. Prussia just made a protectorate out of Bremen. Austria-Hungary is apparently a thing. The Russians wiped out the Kazakhs. Japan has had its restoration. It's the Empire of Japan now. That is one of the first times I see Japan do it so fast. I mean, AI Japan do it so fast, that is. Heavenly Kingdom appeared, which is not really unusual. And that's pretty much it. I am going to be doing my wars in the Middle East. I'm going to continue with my wars in the Middle East now, since I've stabilized my situation a little bit more. And hey, look at that. We just got homesteading, which means we can get some better legislation now. Can we reform our government a little bit more? We might be able to. I guess I should just wait for the next election. Let's see what we got here first. I guess wealth voting would be the best option. Yes, that means we would get a larger percentage of our population have the ability of voting, not just the landowners, which essentially gives a lot of political strength to the aristocrats, capitalists, clergymen, and officers. This way we don't have that political strength for those particular layers of our society, better yet, right? All right, that's 41%. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it like this until we pass wealth voting. After we've passed wealth voting, we'll change it up so we can do some other legislation. I love to ban this particular legislation, which I wanted to ban a while back, but I just kept getting busy with other stuff. It's actually doable. I can ban it. I'll just do it after wealth voting because I feel like wealth voting is going to help us out a little bit more in the short term especially. And look at that, 52,000 national revenue, making considerable leeway, aren't we? I think it's time for me to queue up 3 iron mines as well, since we now have the capability of building up those iron mines, and I feel like we maybe could do a couple more construction sectors. Let's see, maybe 1 in Mendoza and 1 in Santiago. No, we don't have the population. Maybe just 2 in Mendoza, I guess, would be the best way to do this. Yeah, let's get 2 in Mendoza. That should be fine. Dude, we already have the Germans starting the freaking war. No shot. No actual freaking shot. Prussia is trying to become the German leader, so we might actually see the German Empire formed in 1850s. Finger crossed we see that. I would hate to see the Austrians form Super Germany after. That would be a lot more troublesome for me, that's for sure. And we also just got nitroglycerin. That is awesome. Now the problem is though that if we do go for nitroglycerin, it will give us mortality for engineers, laborers, and machinists, and that is a lot of mortality, but it is going to consume explosives. Now let's check how many explosives do we produce. We have a little bit of a shortage actually of explosives, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna start switching to this particular production method once I've gotten my very own explosives factories going for me. Up until that point, it's not the smartest idea. So we can get an explosive factory queued up somewhere. So what would we require for explosives actually? Let me see. We need sulfur. That means we're gonna do it in a province where we have sulfur, so that would be Mendoza. Okay, so we can do 1 sulfur mine first, and then after the sulfur mine's done, we can queue up the explosives factory, and then once that's done, we can switch over to nitroglycerin and then to dynamite, which doesn't have the mortality penalty as nitroglycerin does whenever we have the technology, of course. Speaking of, we also should queue up some universities, right? I'm glad to see that charity hospitals is passing extremely fast because we really need a health system to go alongside with all of the other progress we've been making in our country so far. End of the day, our main goal is to increase our standard of living, and having some hospitals will help us out with that, of course, because we want to start getting a massive amount of immigrants in our country. We're not going to be able to do expansion too much in the north in the first part of the campaign because Peru, Bolivia is going full on militarized, and most of the nations here are militarizing. We're not doing that. We're trying to colonize what's left here, and we're going to do our best to get as many immigrants into our country if possible. And would you look at that, we got railway transport, which is awesome because we do have some market access issues over in Santiago. Best way to fix this is either to build a port, which is going to give us 5 infrastructure per level, or a railway. I kind of will want to build a railway though because I want to start having railways around my whole country and just making use of railway systems, because end of the day, having railway systems means we can use less population for transportation, automate that bit, and the population that was working in transportation can work in manufacturing, which is going to give us more income in the process, right? And there you have it. A level 1 health system already offers a 0.5 standard of living for the lower strata. So let's do this first. Let's go ahead and change to filing cabinets, and then we can maybe increase our institution level a little bit more. We cannot because we don't have the technology actually, but we can do education system level 2. So let's go for that. That works as well for me in my opinion. Let's see how much political strength we have for the clergy now though. They probably have quite a little bit, don't they? I'm assuming they do. Let's see what other legislation we could change. I'd love to go for proportionate taxation. It's that time of the campaign where we should start striving towards that. For that matter, we should definitely do this. I forgot to change this legislation, and yeah, it's mandatory to do it, obviously. Clearly would not be an Argentina run without the Civil War number 1050 here. Apparently people are not happy with us banning slavery, so we gotta kill them. We have to do another civil war to pass legislation that most people would think is just another day in paradise, right? Not for the landowners. Those bastards seem to have something against it. Not to worry, they're gonna have zero influence in my country once I'm done with this little revolution over here though. How dare you even try and fight against the mighty Argentinian army known for the conquests of Paraguay, the conquest of Uruguay, Chile, and that's about it. That's where we stopped, basically. Could we have continued? Likely, yes, we could have most likely continued. But did we continue? No. We decided unanimously that we need to chill. We need to take a chill pill, and we also forgot to bring our fleet back home. So we're doing that now. They've been stuck in Arabia for the past 20 years. Those sailors definitely miss their wives, that's for sure. Hey, look at that. Education investment level 2. Hails to the yes. Thank you very much. And we're about to crush the rebels, of course. We got their capital, which I'm assuming is in Uruguay, right? It's got to be the capital, right? I believe so. What does this say? Brazil HQ. Oh, right, because Uruguay is a part of the Brazil HQ, not a part of the Argentinian one, obviously. And there you have it. Let's see what their political strength is now. They have fuck all political strength, namely the landowners have 0 political strength right now. Exactly as much as I'd like them to have, really. Can we get a freaking hallelujah in the comment section for the fact that we finally passed this legislation? About freaking time, boys. All right, now let's actually modernize our country, shall we? I'm gonna attempt to get right of assembly. I'm not super sure if I'll be able to pass this. Oh shit, 30% success chance. Okay, I probably will pass this. But once we do get this, we can get guaranteed liberties afterwards, and that's the actual legislation I would love to get my hands on. Seeing how much my economy is growing from just playing toll like this, I really feel like Argentina is meant to be played as a pacifist, libertarian, as I'm doing right now, right? We're not making anybody angry. We're just minding our own business. I mean, sure, might have murdered some nations at the start, but no one's around to talk about it anymore because they're a part of us now. So we're pacifist, libertarian as far as I'm concerned, okay? Think we might have unlocked the world record as to how fast you can pass right of assembly. I don't even know if it failed a single time, to be honest with you all. All right, that means we can go for guaranteed liberties, and we have 33% endorsement. We have very little opposition, actually. Only the petite bourgeoisie and the armed forces care about this, really. So it's extremely likely they will pass it on the first attempt. And that also means that we're going to have afterwards radicals and loyalists decrease from standard of living, which is a massive deal. Well, loyalists increase, not decrease, obviously. And we've also been slowly decreasing our taxes. We only have 2 consumption taxes, and we're on medium taxation. With medium taxation, our economy is running smooth, though, and we're slowly increasing the standard of living as consequence. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the progress we've done so far as Argentina. Also, what the F is this? I'm sorry, United Scientific Associations? What? This is the first time I've seen this nation. Like, actually the first freaking... What the hell? Hold on a second. How do you get this as the US? I genuinely don't freaking know. Let me check. So they've got Parliamentary Republic. Oh my god, they are a technocracy. No freaking way, dude. Oh my god, that is so freaking cool. I genuinely want to start playing as the US and form the United Scientific Associations now. Honestly, I want to do that now. Holy shit, my dude. Holy actual freaking shit. Okay, tell you what, boys. Tell you what. Let me know in the comment section if you want me to do this run, because I feel like this would be a fun run. I've never seen this before, but I genuinely want to see it happen. Look at them go, boys. Look at them go. Guaranteed liberties now means that we're gonna have a significantly more loyal population overall. Let's see what legislation we can go for next now. I think it's time that we get rid of the local police force so we can actually increase the police force institution level to level 5. The only reason I haven't done so is because I don't want to give the political strength for the landowners. Since it became an independent country in the 1800s, Argentina has been undergoing a lot of reforms, and it's been having the worst luck economically imaginable. And yes, I'm talking about real life Argentina. So that's why before we finish this video off, I want to say that despite all it's gone through, I really believe that Argentina has a bright future. It has a lot of resources. It is a very large nation with a lot of very smart people, and I'm confident that with the right leadership, it will be one of the greatest powers in our society. And if you are Argentinian and you're watching this, hang in there, brother or sister. Better times are coming. I love you guys, and until the next time, check out this awesome Germany video. And I want to give a massive thank you to all of my patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers. I would not be able to do this without all your support.